Nano Machine Chapter 10, Kid, you are now my apprentice. You're stuck in the infirmary as soon as you get to the academy. Are you not worried at all about falling behind? The academy chief was Ha Meng, but Seob Meng also had experience as a student in the academy. The academy progressed differently each time, but everything worked in similar ways. You can take the first test through sheer will, but you can't pass the second step with that. And you are already behind. Are you still going to be stuck inside the medical room for 2 weeks? That will push you back even further. Seob Meng's words were correct. Yeon had ways to heal in hours if needed, but that would cause the 6 clans to be suspicious, so he had to stay here for a few more days. Do you know why the redhead sent you here? Redhead? You mean the left guardian? Yeah. Is it because I took internal damage? Yeon asked awkwardly. Of course, but isn't it weird? There are other kids who took internal damage, but why aren't they here? Huh? That's true. As Seob Meng said, more than half of the students fell, and most of them had taken internal damage during the first test, yet none of them had been brought here. Most people of Morim can heal themselves from internal damage through meditating. Moreover, they heal faster with help from a doctor or medicine. Meaning? Yes. The other kids didn't need to be sent here because they can heal themselves. Oh. Yeon then realized what he meant. It meant Ha Meng verified that Yeon did not have any internal energy, meaning he couldn't heal himself and had to be sent down here. Let's finish it then. Seob Meng then decided to put into his offer. Do you think a boy who can't even meditate can heal in a few days? Yes. He could heal in a day, thanks to Nano, but that was top secret. Yes, he is right. If I'm to move forward onto the next step, I will need internal energy. And oh, he then thought of something he had forgotten up until now. I forgot. I heard that if I pass the first test, I will be given the medicine ball and access to the first floor of the Academy's library. There were various books on the first floor of the library that would be pretty helpful. Seob Meng then burst out in laughter and Yeon was startled. Seems like the redhead skipped real important one there. What? What did he skip? It doesn't mean that you are always allowed to enter the library. You can only enter once after every test. What? That was far from having full access to it. All those important books are in there. Do you think you will be able to freely access such a place? Seob Meng was amused by Yeon's shocked reaction and continued, You can only stay on the first floor for 2 hours, and as you move higher up, you will be given more time because the books on those floors are complicated, but you still don't have enough time. So, there's a time limit too? How exciting. Not to mention you cannot copy any of the content down. It'd be good if you could memorize maybe 1 book or 2. Most use all the time available trying to find the book they want. This was vital information that Ha Meng did not share. If people entered the library without knowing this, they'd frantically waste their time until it was over. But I have Nano. Yeon then realized he had the Nano machine, which could scan a book in seconds. This actually works better for me. 2 hours was probably enough for him to even scan hundreds of books. The information Seob Meng gave to Yeon so that he would feel discouraged actually worked in the opposite way. Seob Meng did not know this, so he thought it was about the right time. So a kid like you has a limit to how far you can go without any help. Most students who entered the academy were trained in their family martial arts at least. Yeon thought for a second and asked, The paper, is it the breath of internal energy? I threw the bait, and you bit it. He was glad that Yeon had caught on, but he acted like he wasn't excited. Heh, so you're not all that dumb. If you become my apprentice, I will teach you the breath of internal energy for the first lesson. Yeon was tempted. He had longed for it, but he couldn't learn it because of the oath. Seob Meng then knew his offer had worked. Does this man really want me as his apprentice? Yeon looked at Seob Meng. He looked like a drunkard, but he was still a right guardian. Yeon also felt that he really wanted to help him out. Then I should make him on my side. He knew how helpful it was to have one ally when everyone else was an enemy. He then barely got up with a pale face and got down from the bed. Oh. Seob Meng looked at him intriguingly and Yeon bowed deeply to the ground. I accept Right Guardian as my teacher. Please take my bow. Yeon bowed, shivering from the pain. Seob Meng became satisfied. Yeon tried to continue bowing when suddenly he was pulled up by internal energy. Stop. The blood of Chun does not bow to anyone other than the Lord himself. That was the law of the cult. Heh, my apprentice. Seob Meng then felt embarrassed for saying such words. He held up Yeo-Woon with his internal energy to put him back on the bed. You will need to rest today. So until I come back, look through that note and learn. I'll be leaving now. Henchman, take good care of my student. Ouch! That hurts. He's leaving with a grin on his face. Are you okay? Yes, it was chaotic as if a storm had passed by. He must have liked you a lot, that drunkard. No, congratulations on becoming the Right Guardian student. Thank you. Goodness, because of your internal damage, you had a pale complexity and a hard time and even dealt with that. I'll be back with the acupuncture tools, so please bear with me. Okay, Yeon thought. With Nano and the Right Guardian, he had been given so many opportunities. Mother, Guard Zhang. In the midst of the enemies here at the academy, there's someone on my side for once. At the training ground, students were healing themselves, but the high-class students and the 6 princes were seemed to be all right. A person kneeled before Lee Hwamyoung and said, Left Guardian, I will report the results of the first test. Including Cadet 7 who was taken to the infirmary, the total number of people who passed is 415. He was Upper Senior Martial Artist of Demonic Academy, Ho-Jin Chang. Hwamyoung replied, That is 200 less than the first test from 10 years ago. As expected, Elder Hang's energy waves were too much. The ones who failed probably find it unfair. Those students who had failed to pass the exam were protesting, saying it wasn't fair. The head guard on there said, Do you not understand the current situation of yours? You guys will be sent to work, serving and farming. It seems like you can't accept the results. That's right, we won't accept. Then there's no other choice. Kick the rebelling ones out of the demonic academy. As the order was given, the guards started suppressing and beating the students. While looking at the scene, Ho-Jin Chang said, The ones out front all have great skills. The ones who were expelled won't be able to go against them. Because they're being stubborn, they won't be able to learn anything from this. Hwamyoung replied, If it were me, I'd say it's unfair too. It was because of Cadet 7 that the intensity of the first test was raised. First, they don't have luck or skills, but it's also their fate. Amongst the ones who passed the first test, there is a good amount of exceptional kids. Do you think so too? Most of them have internal damage and are in meditation. The candidates of the 6 clans, 8 of the ones in the upper clans seem to have easily made it through. Well, they were already at a different level than the other cadets. Hwamyoung thought, in order to not take any damage from Elder Hang's energy waves, one would need at least 100 years to gather internal energy. They are beyond the levels of other candidates. Cheon Yeo-Woon and Cheon Yeo-Chan of Dark Clan and Blade Clan, respectively, had passed the first test easily. Rumor has it that the battle will be contested by the Dark Clan and Blade Clan. As I thought, this will be interesting.